me, Selena, recovering to be vegan for Instagram, like you all know. Yeah, it's a bit of like a clothes change because I'm actually really cold. I don't know what it is. I think it might have been because I've actually... Ooh, excuse that feral bottle down there. That's just like to spray the weeds, but yeah. I am really cold. I think it's because I've missed a few suppers and stuff like that, but that's okay. I'll be fine. But yeah, so hence all this, and I'm wearing track pants as well. But anyway, this video is like a last video for 2014. I haven't really made lots of videos, but I wanted to make a last one, like a good one, count. So since tomorrow's New Year's Eve, and like thought I'd make one, and hopefully it will take its time. I mean, not take its time to upload, and I'll get it to you guys before 2015. And I just want to show you like what my mum did to my hair. She did like braids, if you can see them, not sure. Yeah, well, she did these. I love it when she does it, but she's like so skilled because she's got a disability. Like, she's only got 3 fingers on one of her hands. She was just born like that, and she can still do this so good. Like, I couldn't even do this on anybody. Like, no matter how hard I try, I can't do it. Okay. So there's a few topics of people have asked me to do. The first one I got was from Jess _can_recover. She's on Instagram as well. And she said a few things, but the first thing she said was, oh wait, no, this wasn't from Jess. This was from just another ED fighter. I forgot her name right now. I usually know it. I'm so sorry. Oh, far out. I'll add it in the caption, like when I edit this. Okay. So her question was goals for 2015, and my goals for 2015 are, well, it's not like it's like an improvement from this year, but like I want to complete year 12 with, I'm not going to put too high standards because then I know that's when I'm going to crash and burn. So I want to complete year 12 with an ATAR of at least 75. So that's not asking for a lot. Like, I would hope to get like 98 so I can get straight into what I want instead of using a side pathway and all that. But you got to have a second like backup choices, right? And that's what I'm doing. So that's one of them. I also want to go to Melbourne, which I am doing in January, and I'm probably going to go again throughout September in like open days for unis and stuff like that because I really want to move there. My mum was really supportive about that, and now I just need to get into the uni and get better, so my dad's more keen for it too because he's not really at all like supportive of this for me. But I guess sometimes your parents aren't, and if you can prove to them that you can do it without being ridiculous and letting your eating disorder take over to persuade you that you can when you actually can't, just a way to get sicker, which I don't want to do. Yeah. So I'm going to hopefully prove to him throughout the year that I can do this. And another goal, as well as the ATAR, I want to be able to get into Deakin University in Melbourne. So I guess I can't just say, oh yeah, I'm going to go and not get into uni. So hopefully I'll get in. If not, I might do a year here and transfer over next year. Hopefully that might be a bit easier because I don't want to have to do the whole study all over, like have a whole waiting period. Like, yeah, I might do part of it here and then go over there so I don't waste the year. Like, I can still work and all that to save a bit more money before I go over there if worse comes to worse, but hopefully I'll just get straight in. That's what I'm hoping. Excuse me that I look really fat. I know my face looks really chubby. I was saying to Mum before how much weight I think I've gained in my face, and it's disgusting. It's so gross. It makes me want to vomit. But anyway, okay, the next question, this was from Jess, I think. Yeah, this was from Jess _can_recover. The highlights of 2014, because like I know all of you wouldn't have been following me throughout the whole year, so I guess the first highlight was in the beginning of the year, getting through the year before and like starting 2014 without going in hospital. So that's, I guess, a highlight. Another highlight was going back to school full time, because this is the first year since year 7 that I've gone back to school full time. So that's another tick. What else? Eating in front of my friends. I managed that throughout the year. In the beginning, it was like really strict. And when I went for term 4 last year, half days, I was eating strictly in the office. Like I just wouldn't at all even think about eating in front of my friends. And so I've done that this year. Not every single day, obviously, and every single like recess and lunch, but it's an improvement because I didn't do that at all. Another highlight is I actually went to Melbourne with my mother in the beginning of the year, so that was good. And that was like all unknown calories. I was freaking out so much going there, but I managed to do it, and that was okay. I lost a bit of weight, but that's not really a lot because of all the things I achieved whilst I was there. I think it's going to start raining. I hope not. This is bipolar weather. Like, this is like what Ellen says about Melbourne. It's bipolar here too. Like, it was just sun before. I don't know if you saw it, but it was like a little bit of a sun. And then now it's about to bucket down with rain, I'm pretty sure. And it better not, because I'm going to cry. Why does this need to happen? I think it might stop. Maybe. If we're lucky, it will stop. If we're lucky, just pray for me. Pray. Even though by the time you watch this, it'll already be over, or whatever. Okay, so that's some of the highlights. Another highlight was that I went to Melbourne with Maddie. Well, Maddie lives there, but I went to go visit her in November. We went to the vegan festival, and that was really good. I've been working at the everything vegan shop, so that's another plus. Getting like a bit more social with like normal people, even though my dad believes vegans aren't normal, but shh, don't worry about him. It's only because I'm vegan. If I wasn't vegan, he'd be like, oh yeah, whatever, they're fine, they're normal. It's just because I've got anorexia and I'm vegan as well. So, another highlight. No, I don't really have any more highlights, I don't think. Oh, well, actually, yes, I passed my school grades, and I even got some A's, which I'm really surprised about, since my last school full year was year 7, so that's pretty good, because I didn't finish year 8 fully, because I ended up in hospital. But the lows were, I had quite a few setbacks, so I ended up restricting quite a few times and losing weight, needing to gain that back, but that's okay, because I'm back off that now. What's another low light? Oh, being too harsh on myself. I did that quite a lot throughout the year, especially in the beginning of the year when I went back to school, and I wasn't used to being criticised and graded and stuff like that, so I just put myself under so much stress. I'd be crying all the time. I have had no energy throughout the whole year, and I still don't have as much. I went for my 30-minute list this morning, which was a walk. I did that this morning, and then I came home, I had breakfast, and I went back to bed until my mum woke me up, and it was 10:40 she woke me up. So I pretty much just had snack, and it's 12:30, but at least I had an early breakfast, early start on the day. Then I went back to bed, so it's not really an early start, but it doesn't matter. I keep saying shh because me and my cousin, we've had this personal joke of when we went out the other night. Well, we didn't go out, we just went to Nord. That's kind of a small little city thing, and it's there's movies there, there's little shops and coffee shops, and you just hang out with your friends. So we did that, and we've hung out with Dom and Jeff. They're my best friends since I was babies. They're 2 guys, and my cousin Arabella. But enough of that. Another low. What's another low? I've relapsed into self-harm a bit. I've developed scratching of the scalp, whatever you want to call that. Another highlight is I've started having more unknown calorie foods. Not necessarily me making them, but I've eaten out a lot more than I did, or than I have in my whole recovery, to be honest. My whole eating disorder in the last 5 years. I've eaten out the most this year. And I've had a few unweighed things. That's another highlight. Reflections and improvements. I think my main improvement would be school. I don't want to be too harsh on myself. Like I said, I'm only going to put 75 as an ATAR. That's what I want to achieve. I'm not going to set my bars too high. Yeah, it'd be lovely to get a 98 to get straight in, but knowing what I've been through and all of that, I need to cut myself some slack and not be so harsh on myself. because even normal people struggle, they haven't gone through stuff at school, so of course I'm gonna like find shit hard. Like, I gotta be realistic. I can't just expect to go back and be like, oh yeah, I'm the smartest kid in the class, even though I am nutrition, but that's because I've been living that. Improvements. So yeah, be more gentle on myself with schooling. I want to try to be more social, not necessarily parties and stuff like that because I don't like that stuff. Maybe even like going out with my friends to the city, just like walking around, shopping, having little movie nights with my girlfriends, even though I don't really have that many friends, but just, I don't know, just cute little stuff that I like, not going out drinking and doing what everyone likes, because that's normal, because even if it's normal, there's still people that don't like doing it. And I'm not a whole rebellious person. Like, I was crying yesterday for like 20 minutes because my mum said that I made the wrong decision in something, and I felt like biggest failure, just such a bad daughter. So I'll stay my goody two-shoe self. What else? What did I do for Christmas? Okay, I didn't do that much because my family's kind of broken up and my dad's side doesn't really talk, and my mum lives on the other side of town compared to my dad, so like it's like, let me try to think. Sorry, this is a bit baggy. See, it stops there. It's a bit baggy, so don't judge. Anyway, it's like, I'm trying to think. It's not this big of a distance, but I'll say it and you'll probably know what I mean. It's like going from North America all the way to Asia. Yeah, so it's pretty far. Like, not that it's that far, otherwise I don't need to catch a plane everywhere, but I don't need to do that. But it's pretty far. It's like on the other side of the city, even though Adelaide's not that big compared to most Australian towns and whatever. There was a little dinner celebration at my mum's, so that was okay. I didn't eat anything they ate, but I brought my own food, and I wasn't going to do that. I was just going to eat at my dad's and just come after, but I pushed myself and I did that, so that's pretty good. I interacted a while there. But, so firstly I woke up at mum's house because I had slept New Year's Eve at her house because we take years on and on with my dad and mum. Well, we're starting that again since I've been really sick. I haven't really been doing that. I've been going wherever I was living at the moment because never mind. But I spent Christmas morning with my mother. Then we had breakfast and stuff like that. Had presents, organised all the desserts and like what we were making for the Christmas. And then we came back to the other side of town where my dad lives around there, and went to my mum's house because she lives down that way. And I got my dad to pick me up, and I spent the day with him while it was like lunchtime because I wasn't going to be able to spend dinner time with him, so we just hung out and stuff. We were supposed to go out, but because none of my vegan organic shops and stuff like that, none of them are open, I went the day before with Dad to lunch to Goodies and Grains. You can see it on my previous post. I'll even put the photo after, like, I'll split the video and put it on here so you can see it without having to go through all the way through my Instagram, even though it's not far. However, I also, when I went to Dad's, I made him and me, myself and him and I, if that's, no, my father and I, yes. My father and I, rock and roast vegetables with tahini on top. It's all oil free except for the tahini, of course. And so that was really yummy. That's like my only dish he eats. And then I went to my mum's house at about, my mum's. I think it was 5:30, and then we had dinner, and yeah, but I had a few good laughs with Dad. Like, it was lovely, but he's a bit of a Grinch at Christmas because we don't talk to the family. Because I was meant to go to his sister's house like after lunch, but time just ran late and like eating and all that, so I put my eating first and I did it. But then I ended up sleeping at my cousin's house that night. My mum's, because my mum's mum looks after my mum's sister's daughter because stuff happened and she ended up in foster care. So my mum looks after her, and I get along with her really well. That's Arabella. So we caught up together and I didn't want to leave, so basically I slept over and I missed supper, but that doesn't really matter because I had a good time and I was being more social than I have in the past 4 years of Christmas because of this eating disorder. Even when Mum was angry I didn't eat supper, and I said I would, I lied to her, but in the end I told her that I didn't eat it, so that was what I did for Christmas. And then I caught the bus the next morning all the way to Mum's house on a public holiday, and I was sitting at a bus stop for like over an hour. Awesome. How my year went. Overall, I think my year was satisfactory. Okay, I'm going to pretend I'm a teacher now. Miss Selena thinks that Selena Pace's year was satisfactory. She could have talked less, she could have concentrated more in class. No, I'll just pretend. Well, it was satisfactory. She had some strong points in her recovery. This is so gay. I had some strong points in my recovery, but I also had some setbacks, as we all do. Because, like, I said this quote to Maddie, and it probably wasn't even true. Hidden in the clouds is always a rainbow, like, or you got to go through the hard times to get to the rainbow. But it wasn't even how the quote said, so it was so funny because I was sounding like an idiot because I was trying to be all like nice and supportive, and I said the quote wrong. I can't remember what it is though, for real though. Anyway, yeah, so I don't really have many goals for 2015. I just want to get into uni for the year after, obviously. Go to the uni open day in September. I would love to live more, like, I'd love to stop weighing my food by the end of the year. And I'd love for my dad to accept my veganism, maybe even start experimenting more, like me with my foods. I really hope I don't end up being stuck like I am this year, pretty much. But I'm certain, because I'm seeing Maddie in January, and the last holiday, like little weekend we spent together, it actually really benefited my recovery and hers too. So hopefully that can happen again, and we can have even more yummy foods. And keep an eye out on my posts, because coming up soon will be lots of food porn from Melbourne. I was thinking about doing a what I ate, but I'm not sure if I should, because I'm really OCD with the presentation of my food, and yeah. Anyway, I hope you all had a lovely Christmas and ate lots of food, and hopefully challenge yourself a little bit more than I did, because that would be only benefiting you, and if you didn't, it's not benefiting you at all, and it's just listening to your eating disorder like I stupidly did. But I hope you all have a lovely New Year's Eve too, and don't get too drunk or don't do too much naughty stuff. I'm just going to be going to watch fireworks with my mother and my mother's husband and my little sister. Okay, I love you all so much, and write anything below if you have anything to say, and I'll tag the people that wanted to be tagged in this video. Bye!